begin with, the equation that we need to solve is minus h cross squared by 2m d squared psi of x by dx squared plus v of x into psi of x equal to e times psi of x. So v of x is the potential, whatever potential we want to solve, that is the potential v of x. Now the idea of matrix methods is we would like to write psi of x as a linear combination. Let us say summation over k, ck, k generally goes from 0 to infinity, ck into some phi k of x. The phi k of x satisfy the orthonormality condition, that is some phi l star of x into phi k of x dx is equal to delta lk. That is, it's equal to 1 for l equal to k, is equal to 0 for l not equal to k. So such a set of functions, orthonormal set of functions, is what we call as basis. Okay?
Okay.
Right. So now we need to substitute this 2 into 1, and then we want to obtain the matrix representation. So to obtain the matrix representation, what we do is we multiply this equation 1 throughout by phi l, let me put it this side, phi l star of x, and then integrate between minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so right, so that is what we want to do, this entire thing. Okay, so what do we get? We get minus h cross squared by 2m. Now let me write it first, after that I'll simplify. Integral minus infinity plus infinity phi l star of x. I'll call this, the entire thing, as the Hamiltonian operator, that is minus h cross squared to 2m d squared by dx squared plus v of x, acting on psi of x. Psi of x is summation k equal to 0 to infinity ck phi k of x dx. This is equal to e times integral minus infinity plus infinity phi l star of x into summation over k ck phi k of x dx. This point is clear to everybody, right? Somebody keeps saying yes so that I can move
Yes,
on.
yes. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. The Hamiltonian is a linear operator, right? It's a Hermitian operator, therefore it is linear also. And integration is a linear operator. So I can bring out this summation out. So I can simplify it like this: minus h cross squared by 2m summation over k ck integral minus infinity plus infinity phi l star of x into h times phi k of x dx. This is equal to, now you see here the summation over k also will come out here, e times summation over k ck, that is a linear operator. Integration is a linear operation, minus infinity plus infinity phi l star phi k dx. So this value here is known to us. This is delta lk. Correct? So this will basically become, that means when k equal to 1, this will be some phi l star phi 1. Then k equal to 2, it will be phi 2 star phi 2. When k equal to l, it will become phi l star phi l. So only for k equal to l, this will survive. Otherwise, it will always be 0. So this can be written as e times cl. I hope this point is clear. Oh, yeah, see, you said you are all clear, but you are not clear. This minus h cross squared by 2m is part of the Hamiltonian, isn't it?
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's why I keep asking questions. Okay, so this particular integral here, let me write it as HLK. I'm giving it a symbol. Okay, so CK summation over K. Okay, so this is what now, this is our actually the equation, but let me just open it up for you, because that's what we generally don't do. So this is for different values of L, because we chose some CL, some phi L star we chose and multiplied, right? So the phi L star, again, L can be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. up to infinity. Okay, so let us write this equation for L equal to 1. For L equal to 1, summation k equal to 1 to actually infinity it is going. But let me just limit them to only 3 so that we can quickly see what it is. So k equal to 1, so C1 into H times L equal to 1, k is 1. Then k equal to C2, H, L equal to 1, k is 2. C3, H, 1, 3 equal to E times C1. So, but this could have gone all the way up to infinity, okay? This could have gone all the way up to infinity, okay? I'm just limiting it in this case. Just 1 second. Madam, I'm in class, I'll call you back. Right. Sorry. Actually, that's one of my teachers. Right. So L equal to 2. Summation k again starts from 1. So C1, H, L equal to 2, H21. C2, H, 22. C3, H, 23 plus etc. equal to E times C2. I think you are able to see what I'm trying to do, right? I'm just opening it up for different values of L. L equal to 3, I'll get C1, H, 3, 1. K equal to 1 to 3, all right? K equal to 1 to infinity actually. K equal to 2, L is 3, and K equal to 3, L is 3, K is 3, equal to E times C3. So you can easily see now, this is nothing but the matrix, Hamiltonian matrix, H11, H12, H13. Actually, you can go all the way to infinity, H21, H22, H23, and then H31, H32, H33. And this also goes to infinity, right? It's an actually infinite dimensional matrix. So this is multiplied by C1, C2, C3. This is equal to E times C1, C2, C3. So this is what we call as the Hamiltonian matrix H. This column vector C is equal to E times C. So we have transformed the second order differential equation to a matrix equation. Okay, one or two things one has to keep in mind. When you solve for the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of H, right? So the eigenvalues of H will be E. And the eigenvectors of H are C. So these are the eigenvectors. And these are the eigenvalues. Agree to this?
Yes.
Yeah, but the eigenvectors are not the wave functions. Be careful about it. The wave functions are psi. The solution that what we are trying to solve here is this equation. H psi equal to E psi. Psi is the wave function, not C. This is the wave function. So that is only eigenvector. So if you want the wave functions, what we have to do, we have to use this part that we have here. Right?
Okay.
You get the point? So if I want to calculate the wave functions, I have to do this summation. K equal to 0 to infinity, Ck phi k of x. Now, this now what Ck should be used? That is the question, right? So you see here, for each value of energy eigenvalue, so let us take only a 3 by 3. So we know that there are 3 eigenvalues, right? E1, E2, and E3. So E3 will have a capital C1. The capital C1 is what? Basically, it will have C1, C2, C3. But how to distinguish it? So we'll put a C11. That is, this is the eigenvector corresponding to. This is the eigenvector corresponding to E1. So for example, what will be the eigenvector corresponding to E2? I can call it C2. It will be again 3 values, C1, C2, C3. To just recognize that it is not the same, we put a 2 there. That is, this is corresponding to eigenvalue E2. This corresponding to eigenvalue E2. So now if I want the wave function corresponding to E1, let me call it as psi1 of x. Then it will be summation over k ck I. You get this point? So I'll be actually substituting here, for example, C11 into phi1 of x plus C21 into phi2 of x plus C31 into phi3 of x, etc. So that is how I generate the first wave function. This is the wave function corresponding to E1. So these are only eigenvectors. Remember this. Okay. This point I wanted to make it clear. Are you all with me till here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.